If Only by Vizinczey. Chapter 1. Statistics. More people commit suicide during their holidays than at any other time. It's strange, but it makes sense. The rest of the year they are too busy, too harassed, too tired to think seriously about anything. Only when they get away from home and work do they have the leisure to reflect at length on their misery and abandon themselves to despair. It's only then that they have the energy to rouse themselves without the aid of habit and do something out of the ordinary. James Taylor, Senior Vice President of Quantum Systems, the biggest UK computer company, hadn't had a holiday for over a year. In addition to his regular workload, he had been put in charge of downsizing and sacked 4,153 employees, including his deputy, who wrecked his hands by trying to tear his fingers from their sockets, and a line manager who hanged himself in his garage with his daughter's skipping rope. James Taylor, mentally and emotionally drained, was about to leave his office on Christmas Eve for a 3-week break in the sun when he himself was sacked with immediate effect. James Taylor was married. His wife, Leslie, had only the salary of a teacher. His own salary and bonuses were offensively high, but they hadn't saved, and with an outstanding mortgage of $4.5 million, they could no longer afford first-class airfares and a long stay at a 5-star apartment hotel on a resort island off the Gulf Coast of Florida. Still, everything was prepaid, so they went. Magdalena Island was an isolated and old-fashioned place, without drug dealers, muggers, or killers. The long, narrow strip of land, with sandy beaches on both sides and a road in the middle, was connected to the mainland by a causeway manned by security guards, and undesirable visitors were made to feel unwelcome. There was also a ban on motorboats and jet skis that fouled beaches elsewhere with the noise of combustion engines and exhaust fumes. This additional measure, almost unique at seaside resorts, transformed the island into a cultivated paradise of peace and tranquility. As soon as the Taylors got into their suite in Gulf Views, they went out to the terrace. Ahead of them lay the immense expanse of glittering water and the limitless sky. They breathed in the soft air and let the mild breeze stroke their skin. The hotel was full for the Christmas holidays, yet there weren't too many people on the mile-long stretch of powdery white sand. The sound of lapping water mingled with children's shrieks of excitement, the raucous cries of seagulls, and the muted slap of round wooden bats hitting rubber balls. Most adults were lying on sun loungers or were walking on the sand. Leslie counted only 4 heads in the water. A couple below the Taylors' terrace, who were sunning their backs, suddenly got up, marched into the sea, and splashed about for a moment, and then came out to lie down again. "That wasn't much of an exercise," commented Leslie. As they stood on the terrace, leaning on the railing, a pelican cruised by right in front of them. They could have touched the tip of its large brown wing if they had reached out in time. The big bird tilted, catching an air current, and without moving its wings, glided upward and out to sea, scanning the waves with its radar eyes. Pelicans can see a fish, register how fast it is moving, and with their small but sophisticated brains, calculate exactly where it will be when they come down for it. The bird cruised at a height of some 40 feet, until it suddenly closed its wings, hit the water with incredible speed, and emerged an instant later with a glittering silver fish flapping in its beak. Thrilled by the pelican's amazing vision and aim, Leslie stood on tiptoe and spun around, her eyes flashing with pleasure. "Let's not bother to unpack. Let's just go for a swim." Within hours of their arrival on the island, two incidents occurred which plunged the ex-executive into